Professor Feldman, did President Trump commit the impeachable high crime and misdemeanor of abuse of power based on that evidence and those findings?
Based on that evidence and those findings, the president did commit an impeachable abuse of office.
Professor Karlan, same question.
Same answer.
And Professor Gerhardt, did President Trump commit the impeachable high crime and misdemeanor of abuse of power?
We three are unanimous, yes.
Professor Feldman, I'd like to quickly look at the evidence and the report. Now, Professor Gerhardt, does a high crime and misdemeanor require an actual statutory crime?
No, it plainly does not. Everything we know about the history of impeachment reinforces the conclusion that impeachable offenses do not have to be crimes, and again, not all crimes are impeachable offenses.
And Professor Turley, you recently wrote in the Wall Street Journal, and I quote, "There is much that is worthy of investigation in the Ukraine scandal, and it is true that impeachment doesn't require a crime."
That's true, but I also added an important caveat. First of all,
Sir, it was a yes or a no question. Did you write in the Wall Street Journal, "There is much that is worthy of investigation in the Ukraine scandal, and it is true that impeachment does not require a crime"? Is that an accurate quote, sir?
you've read it well.
Professor Gerhardt, what is your view?
I, of course, agree with Professor Karlan and Professor Feldman, and I just want to stress that if what we're talking about is not impeachable, then nothing is impeachable. This is precisely the misconduct that the framers created a constitution, including impeachment, to protect against. And if there's no action, if Congress concludes they're going to give a pass to the president here, as Professor Karlan suggested earlier, every other president will say, okay, then I can do the same thing, and the boundaries will just evaporate. And those boundaries are set up by the Constitution, and we may be witnessing, unfortunately, their erosion. And that is a danger to all of us.
And he explained that this was in part because foreign governments would try and foment disagreement among the American people. And the very idea that a president might seek the aid of a foreign government in his re-election campaign would have horrified them. But based on the evidentiary record, that is what President Trump has done.
With respect to President Trump's abuse of power.
Well, because this is an abuse that cuts to the heart of democracy, you need to ask yourselves, if you don't impeach a president who has done what this president has done, or at least you don't investigate and then impeach if you conclude that the House Select Committee on Intelligence findings are correct, then what you're saying is it's fine to go ahead and do this again. And I think that as in the report that came out last night,